ToRaH Guardian, speaking the absolute truth. ToRaH Nation.
Yashar and Yahudah, grafted in Gentiles into the body of Hamashiach. We are at this yet again. Called, given a mandate by Yahudah. Wake up Yaakov to bring this witness to the grafted in. Those of you who are chosen amongst the other nations. Listen to none other than HezekiYAH. Understanding that Yahudah has done everything. Yahudah has done everything. Haven't I? I don't know the rights to this music. Abba Yahudah, in the name of YAHUSHA Mashiach, I give you praise. Make no mistake about it, Yahudah, I know that you have done everything that is necessary to restore a people unto Yeshua and to give those who have not had a right to this life of the other nations, to give them access to this witness. Abba Yahudah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I give you praise. You've done it. Abba Bayo Ruach HaKodesh, you have given us life. Abba, I pray right now that you would take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Abba Yahudah, I pray right now in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that I would not cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, anyone to come up lame. Abba Yahudah, I pray that thy word will go forth in power and might and demonstration. Abba Yahudah, we are alive, quickened because of what Yahusha has done, what you have provided, what you have said, what you have done, how you have performed it. Abba Yahudah, I give you praise. Abba, I pray and I thank you that your word has gone forth to those that you have chosen amongst the world, those that you have chosen amongst Yashar, amongst the Ivri. Abba Yahudah, I give you praise. Abba Yahudah, I praise you, I praise you, I praise you, I praise you, I praise you. Abba Yahudah, I magnify you, I magnify you, I magnify you, I glorify you. Abba Yahudah, I thank you for the keys to the Shamayim. I thank you for the keys to the Shamayim. I thank you for authority, exousia, dunamos. Abba Yahudah, I give you praise for all that you have provided to us in this witness, allowing us to have power, operate in authority. Abba, I pray right now in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that as I take authority over principalities and powers, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, that you would honor it. Hasatan, demons, devils, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I bind you over those that you have chosen. No, I bind you over those Yahudah has chosen. I come against every wicked plot, every wicked scheme, every wicked device of distraction, of perversion, of uncleanness. I bind it all. Every indifferent, every ruach of witchcraft, I bind you in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. I command you to cease in your maneuvers and activities. I take authority over you and I exercise it in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, our kinsman, redeemer, our redeemer who has provided us Yeshua through his blood. I bind you devils. I bind you demons. I bind the ruach of this incubus, this succubus, these demonic, perverse ruachs. I bind you over the minds, over the thoughts, over the body. These ruachs that bring crippling illness and disease. I bind you over those that Yahudah has chosen. I command you to take your hands off of those that Yahuwah's choosing. I command you to take your hands off the children of Yahuwah. Ruachs of addiction, I bind you in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. I command you to loose Yahuwah's people. Ruachs of depression, ruachs of anxiety. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I take authority over you, and I command you to loose the people of Yahuwah. Take your hands off of Yahuwah's people. Take your hands off of Yahuwah's people. Take your hands off of Yahuwah's people. Abba Yahuwah, you said that we will be able to say to a mountain, be removed and be thou cast into the sea. We can say it, Abba Yahuwah. And if we believe in Amunah what we say, we will have what we say. Abba, you have not given us the ruach of anxiety leading to fear, but you have given us the ruach of adoption as sons, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. Abba, we walk in a freedom, a victory, a liberty that comes through this witness, being born again of the water, the Ruach HaKodesh. I pray that this would be manifested in your children, those that you have chosen. Yahuwah, I don't pray for the world. I don't pray for the world. I don't pray for the world. I pray for those that you have chosen from amongst the world. I pray for those that you have called and out to be chosen from amongst the nation of Yashar and from those that are of the other nations. Abba, I pray in the name of Yahushua Mashiach that your will be done. And in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, again, I declare demons and devils, get out of here. Loose the minds, loose the lives of those that Yahuwah has chosen. Set them free. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, you can't have a hold. You can't have a foothold. You can't have a stronghold. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach, Abba Yahuwah, I thank you for keys. I thank you for power. I thank you for signs following. Abba Yahuwah, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, we praise Yahuwah for another opportunity to share with you from the Basora of Yahuwah, the ToRaH of Yahuwah. Understanding that you need to stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. Stay ready. You are not going to make it unless you position yourself through conditioning yourself in this witness. You are not going to make it. You are not going to endure to the end. You are not going to do it. You have to understand that you have to take the steps. You have to develop your proficiency. You have to become disciplined in your spiritual walk with Yahuwah. Yes, Yahuwah has provided you an eternal Yeshua. Yes, Yahuwah has purchased you through the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Yes, Yahuwah has given his Ruach HaKodesh to you. Yes, you have everything you need to get the job done, but you have to do the job. You have to do the job. You have to do what is necessary to be victorious. You have to do what is necessary to overcome. You have to do what is necessary to gain the victory. The days are evil. And Hakatan wants you. He don't care about those he already has. He does not care about those that are already under his dominion. He does not care about them, right? And truth be told, he don't care about us either. But he has a mission, and he has demons assigned to go against you, to fight against you. But you have to know that he can't prevail. You have to understand that Yahuwah has given you everything you need. You have to understand that you have to be built up on your most holy Amunah. You have to understand that this is a warfare. This is a warfare that's being waged. And you have been given guardianship of the ToRaH and the Besorah. You have been given a set of skills and tools to be used to reach your brethren, to reach those that Yahuwah has chosen. Listen, we don't know who they are, but what we do know is we have a responsibility to preach this witness, to bring this word, this ToRaH, this Besorah, to those who Yahuwah has chosen from amongst these other nations and amongst Yashar and Yahudah, Ivri. He has selected those that he has called and that those he has chosen. And we have to be the vessels that he's used to bring this witness. We got to be the vessels that bring this witness. We have to stay prepared. We have to stay prepared. We have to stay ready. We have to stay prepared. We have to stay ready. We can't give room to Hasatan. We can't give room to Hasatan. We can't take breaks. We can't take spiritual vacations. Unless our vacation is to render time to Yahuwah in separation, right, from this world system and operation. Like that vacation, that's got to be a state of permanency. You can't even just do that by vacation. You have to render unto Yahuwah that which is due him. And then you have to position yourself in prayer, in fasting. Listen. This is the hour of fasting. This is the hour of fasting. This is the hour of praying. This is the hour of praying with your understanding and praying in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah. This is the hour of reading and studying ToRaH. This is the hour of giving yourself to those things which is going to cause us to stand. Having done all to stand, right? Having done that which is necessary through prayer, through fasting, through praying, through reading scriptures, through meditation, everything that is necessary for you to do, you need to be doing in order to stand. In order to stand. Right? If you ain't standing, you haven't done all. If you are not standing, if you're tossed to and fro, if you struggling and fighting and warring with your flesh, you aren't doing all that you need to do to stand. Listen, you want to bring your flesh under control? Fast. You want to bring your flesh under control? Fast and pray and read ToRaH. Change the way you think. Change the way you think. It is in the ToRaH and the Besorah that is going to change the way you think. Got to get it in your head, into your heart. Only those that endure to the end are going to make it. Only those who endure to the end are going to make it, are going to enter into the kingdom of the Shamayim. Only those who are prepared to offer up themselves as a sacrifice unto death, because they love not their life. They're dedicated to ToRaH and the Besorah. They're dedicated to the things that please Yahuwah. Their life centers around being ready and prepared to enter into this rest. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen. You gotta stay ready. You gotta stay ready. You gotta stay ready. You gotta stay ready. We talked yesterday about the importance of the witness. The importance of the witness. How in this witness we have been equipped to overcome. We have been given everything we need to win, right? 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. Right. Beginning at the first verse. Shaul's letters to the church of Thessalonica. And again, Paul is reiterating to the church at Thessalonica what he had taught them in ToRaH. Right? What he had taught them in ToRaH. The book of the letter to the church of Thessalonica is meant to be cliff notes, if you will, that reflect on the teaching that Shaul had already delivered, that had everything to do with ToRaH. Because we understand that Shaul taught ToRaH. He was proficient. He was a scholar. He understood ToRaH. He could speak several different languages. He had the skill set to teach ToRaH. Shaul had a persuasiveness about him and his ability to articulate, right, ToRaH, and bring understanding and bring revelation to people, to have them understand what it meant to have and keep ToRaH. Shaul said, "But of the time and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Right? The time of the season. Right? What time of season is he referring to? Right? For you yourself know perfectly, right, that the day of Yahuwah, the time, the season of the day of Yahuwah, right, so cometh as a thief in the night. Now, again, we dove into this scripture text. I think it was a couple of days ago. It might have been the Shabbat. It might have been the Shabbat lesson. Right? But we know, because we have Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh, right, that we're not concerned as to the day or the season. We just know that we need to be in a state of readiness, preparedness for his return. We need to understand that it's not so much as the time, the day, the hour, right, as much as it is in our abilities to understand, our need to understand preparation, or the need to be ready. Right? He says, so cometh as a thief in the night. So the day of Yahuwah, the return of YAHUSHA HaMashiach, right? The judgment of Yahuwah the return of Hamashiach Yahusha. These are in the Father's hands. They're not going to overtake us as a thief. Right? Us. Right? He says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman, as child, and shall not escape. See, we have this Ruach HaKodesh of knowing, right? We have this Ruach HaKodesh of wisdom and revelation, right? We have this connection to Abba Yahuwah that will give us an understanding of the season and the time that we're in, right? It will never overtake us who are in the witness of Yahuwah as a thief. It's going to never overtake us who have, by disciplining ourselves in prayer and in fasting and in seeking the word of Yahuwah, the ToRaH, the Besorah of Yahuwah, there is no way that these things are going to overtake us as a thief. The pains that are going to come as a result of this coming of ADONI, right? Because you know, baby Jesus ain't coming. No. Yo, Jesus ain't coming. No. ADONI YAHUSHA. Coming with vengeance to destroy. We who have used Ruach HaKodesh, this is not going to overtake us. We ain't going to be like, oh, surprised. Because we understand. Because the Ruach HaKodesh is a revealer. Right? We may not know the moment, the second, the day, the hour. Right? But what we do know is the Ruach HaKodesh will tell us to get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. And then once we hear the get ready, we have to understand that upon being birthed of the woman, us having been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, us receiving the witness, right? We are now in a position to be ready, right? But see, we also gotta stay ready, stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. We have to do those things that are going to keep us prepared. We can't slack. We can't be slack. He says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Right? And it cometh upon them, this destruction, suddenly, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Babylon is falling. Destruction is going to come to this wicked nation. They're going to escape. The wicked are not going to escape. Those that are in the world that are not born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, when he appears and he comes in vengeance, they will not escape his judgment. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that it should overtake you. See, it's not something that's going to overtake us if we stay ready. If we stay ready. If we obey. If we endure. If we persevere. Right? If we. Listen, trouble comes. Situations and circumstances are sent by Yahuwah to establish you. Right? We need to know our responsibility in this witness. We need to be steadfast in what Yahuwah has given us in Hamashiach Yahusha to do. See, these are the days and the times that we need to fast. These are the days and the times and the hours that we need to sanctify ourselves. We need to consecrate ourselves. We need to set ourselves apart. Now, we are set apart in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah, but we need to physically put ourselves in a place of separation. Separate ourselves from those things that are nothing more than a distraction. Separate ourselves from those things that don't do anything but cause us to be distracted. Gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared. You gotta walk in this. He says here, it won't overtake us as a thief. Why? Ye are children of the light. Ye are children of the light. Ye are children of the light. Ye are children of the light and the children of the day. And we are not of the night nor of darkness. We shine in a dark world. We radiate, not to the naked eye. Hasatan sees us. The spirit realm identifies us. Oh yeah, the spirit realm know exactly who you are. Demons and devils know who you are because your Ruach, Yahuwah's Ruach is in you. And that Ruach is light. You are of the day. You are an illumined one. Yahuwah has put in you, his Ruach, his light, his power. These occupy those that have received this witness. You are the children of the light. You're not a child of darkness. You're not under the dominion of Hasatan. You're not under the kingdom of darkness. You have no allegiance to Hasatan. You have no allegiance to devils and demons. You are not under their authority. You don't move according to their dictates. You are children of the light. And because you're children of the light, you have to stay ready. You have to stay ready, stay ready. Therefore, let us not sleep. You're children of the light. You don't have the luxury of taking a spiritual hiatus. You don't have the luxury of taking a spiritual vacay. You don't have the luxury. He says, listen, therefore let us not sleep in the day. Let us not sleep in the night. And they that be drunk, let us therefore not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. Watch. Guard. Stand on guard. Stand on guard. You know, as a guardian. Right? A defender of children in the school system. Right? To protect it against threats. Right? School shooters, active shooters, anything that was a potential threat. When I got to the school campus, until I left the school campus, I was on alert. I was in a heightened state of alert. When I went into the building and I locked the doors. When I proceeded through the building, when I exited the building and went into the portables, right? I was on high alert. Once the kids got there, I was always alert, constantly surveying, constantly walking and monitoring, knowing and seeing what was happening on the campus. I did not have the luxury of taking a break. Not like that break. You know, like I had to be aware and alert and prepared. I had to watch monitors. I had to watch screens. I had to get up and do rounds. I had to check. I could not take a nap at work. I couldn't sit up and read novels. I couldn't do it. It was serious. Somebody said, I wasn't that serious, man. How many times did you have an active shooter come through the school? None. Not one time. 3 years. 4 years. One time. Not one. But every day, I stood alert and prepared because I didn't know the day nor the hour. But I knew that I had to be prepared. I knew I needed to continue to train with my firearm. I knew I needed to stay alert. I knew I needed to get and watch and make sure that on every level our security bases were covered. I didn't know the day nor the hour. Fortunately, it never came. Right? But I was prepared. I was prepared. I stayed ready. Stayed ready. Stayed ready. Stayed ready. Stayed ready. Stayed ready. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunkard are drunken in the night. Right? And now you got people that drink in the day. But the whole idea of being drunk in night references the darkness. reference more specifically the kingdom of darkness, right? For what they do in darkness is night. It's symbolic of the night. Yes, sure, people literally engage in mischief at night. But listen, people will break in your house and kick your door down in the day. They still operate in the kingdom of darkness. They still are of the night. They are of the kingdom and the dominion of Hasatan. Right? They do their deeds. They sleep. Right? Right? Right, sleep. Sleeping is not necessarily the lullaby, go to sleep kind of thing. Right? They are unaware. They are unalert. They don't understand the dominion they're under. They're at a loss. Let us not sleep. Let us not operate in this kingdom of darkness from which we have been translated out of. Let us not be derelict in our duties. Let us not be irresponsible in our devotion. Let us not sleep. Yahusha told the disciples to be fishermen of men. Yahusha had appeared unto his disciples after the resurrection and commissioned them, right? After the resurrection, and appeared before them on several different occasions, right? Right, and on one occasion, Yahusha shows up on the bank, right? I think it was like 3 days later after the first appearance, Yahushua first appeared to him, right? Peter is out on the boat naked, right? They fish. Right? 3 years of preparation and 3 years of the witness and declaring the witness, going forward with Yahushua Mashiach, in spiritual boot camp, learning what Yahushua HaMashiach had taught them, positioning them to do. Right? Peter and the disciples were fishing on a boat, ain't catching nothing. Why? Purpose. They was asleep. And they had Yahusha with them. The Ruach of Yahudah, the power, the presence of Yahudah with them in Yahushua Mashiach. Yahushua Mashiach has been risen. Yahushua Mashiach has communicated with them at least up to 40 times, right? Appeared before them and taught them, right? They fish, right? They went back to what they knew. They were willing to go to sleep. They were willing to go to sleep. Go back to doing what was natural for them. spite of spending the last 3+ years with the son of YAHUWAH having received instructions. YAHUWAH shows up on the bed. YAHUSHA. You catch anything? No. Hey, well, cast your net on the other side. Start pulling in fish. The Hookaran recognized automatically it was YAHUSHA. Jumped out of the boat, went to YAHUSHA. He got the boat, we got the fish to the edge. Then Peter realized that it was YAHUSHA. He jumped out, got his clothes, girded up his clothes. Girded up his clothes, jumped out there, went in with YAHUSHA, you know, got food prepared. There he got fish. YAHUSHA didn't have to go out there one time. He didn't have to cast the net. He didn't have to launch a pole. And the food was ready, prepared. Right. They struggling to get the fish to the shore. Peter, lovest thou me more than these? Yes, you will. Feed my sheep. Simon Peter, lovest thou me? Yes, you will. I love you. Feed my lambs. Stay ready. Stay ready. Simon Peter, loveth thou me more than these? Yes, Yahuwah, you know I love you. Feed my sheep. Yes, YAHUSHA, you know I love you. Feed my sheep. Feed my sheep. Stay ready. Don't fall asleep. Understand the purpose. Stay ready. It says here, but let us who are of the day, let us who are of the kingdom of the light, let us who are of the dominion of righteousness, the kingdom of YAHUWAH, let us who are of the day, all right, be sober. Be sober. Now. Let us of the day be sober, right? That Greek word for sober
Strong's G 3525. NAFO,
right? NAFO means to be calm, collected in spirit, to be temperate, dispassionate, and circumspect. What? Of uncertainty. Sober. Right? That's the Greek definition. That's absurd. Right? Let's do this. You know, sometimes in Greek definitions Sober. Let's do it Merriam-Webster. Not intoxicated. Right? Not intoxicated. It says abstaining from drinking alcohol or taking intoxicating drugs, refraining from the use of addicted substance. Let us not be addicted to the night. Addicted. Let us be sober, right? Let us be sober, collected in spirit. That's right. I'm sorry. I take that back. To be sober is to become and collected in spirit. Because to be intoxicated would be raging, right? So I was wrong. That is appropriate definition in the Greek. Right, to be sober is to become, to be collected in spirit. To be drunk is to be raging. Right? To be drunk is to be unquieted in your Ruach. To be drunken is to lack discretion. See. We are to be at peace in our Ruachs. There's a calmness that's attached to our Ruach that comes from being a child of the light, right? We should be the example of calmness. We should be the example of being collective in our spirits, being solid, right? He says, but let us who are of the day be sober. See that? There's a piece of Yahudah that passes all understanding that keeps our hearts and minds in Hamashiach Yahusha's witness. The Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. There's a peace, there's a calmness, there's a serenity. We aren't to be anxious for nothing. But in all things through prayer and with supplication and thanksgiving, we are to let our requests be made known unto Yahuwah, and the calmness, the peace of Yahuwah that passes all understanding shall keep our hearts and our minds in Hamashiach Yahusha. We will stay ready. Anxiety is fear. Fear is torment. Fear is of Hasatan. It's what motivates and drives the night. It's what fuels the darkness. Fuels the darkness. Right? Listen, as a young person, right? I used to be afraid of the dark. Right? But when I became born again, there was nothing to fear of the dark. I, as a young man, born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh, in my teens, did not fear darkness. That's why I said, well, you said you're teens. Why would you fear darkness? Listen, you got teenagers. You got some people afraid of the dark. You just afraid. Listen. What? I'm a child of the light. I don't fear darkness. I don't fear the dark. I'm sober. I'm sober. I'm calm. I'm calm, cool, and collected. I'm calm, cool, and collected because I understand the value of fasting. I'm calm, cool, and collected because I understand the benefits of and the rewards of keeping my mind renewed in ToRaH and spending time in the ToRaH and the Besorah. I'm calm, cool, and collected because I know how to pray in the Ruach and I know how to pray with my understanding. I'm calm, cool, and collected because I know that in my body dwelleth no good thing, but in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah, in me, in my flesh, not in my body, my flesh, as in my nature, my unregenerated, undisciplined nature. Right? That's why, you better stay ready. Your Ruach and your heart is new. The Ruach HaKodesh is life in you. But listen, your flesh has to be managed. You got to manage it in fasting. You got to manage it. You got to manage those desires. You got to manage them in the Ruach HaKodesh in fasting. You got to manage that. You have to manage that by the ToRaH and the Besorah changing and transforming the way you think. You got to manage that. It just ain't going to happen. You got to stay ready. You are of the light. For they that sleep, sleep in the night. They that be drunk are drunk in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober. Right? Putting on the breastplate of Amunah. Faith. You have to have Amunah in the value of prayer. You have to have Amunah in the value of fasting. You have to have Amunah in the value of reading the ToRaH and the Besorah. And you have to know that in reading the Besorah and ToRaH and hearing it go in your ear, it will generate Amunah as a breastplate, as a frontal protection. Your Amunah is important. Your Amunah is above all. Your Amunah. He says, your Amunah and love, right? And he continues, and for a helmet, hope of salvation. You have to have Amunah in this demonstration of love, having your understanding being anchored in Amunah in this Yeshua. Have to. You have to do what is necessary. You have to. You have to do what is necessary. You have to. Right? For Yahuwah haveth not appointed us to wrath. See, Yahuwah has not left us in the hands of Hasatan. He has not left us to the judgment that he has reserved for Hasatan and those that are in his dominion. He hasn't. He hasn't. He hasn't. We are the children of light. We are of the day. Right? We are lights at night. For Yahuwah has not appointed us to wrath, fierce anger, demonstrated in judgment of the wicked, of the world, of those that are in his kingdom. He said, listen, he said, for Yahuwah haveth not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain Yeshua. Right? By our ADONI YAHUSHA HaMashiach. We're not appointed to destruction. But you gotta stay ready. Yahuwah did this whole demonstration in order for us, who he has chosen, to be delivered, because we had Amunah and the love of Yahushua HaMashiach's witness, believed his ToRaH and his Besorah, received his atonement after having been immersed. We have obtained this Yeshua. We have been taken out of the dominion of Hasatan. We are no longer awaiting a judgment that he has for us. We're not a part of that wrath. We're not, but you know what? You got to stay ready, because you know it's going to get ugly. Man, there's some things that's coming on the earth. Listen. That's why you have to understand the necessity of this Ruach HaKodesh. You have to understand the necessity of being born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. You got to understand why Yahudah said, I know it is him. He says, for he whom I see the Ruach descending upon him and making his abode on them, he is he that is going to baptize with the Ruach HaKodesh. He is going to make available power to overcome, to be moved from darkness into light, to be given a status of sonship, authority to operate in the kingdom of Yahuwah on the earth. Lights of the world, lights on a mountain, lights not hid under a bushel. We have to keep our lamps lit with oil. We got to fast. We have to pray. Listen, we got to fast now more than ever. I'm telling you. Because Hasatan is going to bombard your flesh. Hasatan is going to put an all-out assault on your flesh. He's coming. He's coming to attack you. Right? The weapon won't prosper if you're in this witness, but the weapon is coming. These devices, these schemes of Hasatan, these traps, These things that he's laying in your path are designed to bring you back under his dominion. He wants you sleep. He wants you sleep. He wants you not fasting. He wants you not reading. He wants you not dedicated. He wants you to just do you. Do you. Do you. Everybody talking about doing me. I'm going to do me. Do you. That's what he wants you to do, is do you. See, I want to do a Mashiach Yahusha. I want to do Yahuwah. I want to be imitators of the Ruach of Yahuwah. Y'all can have all the rest of that stuff. I want to see my Elohim, my Yahuwah, Alua. I want to see a Mashiach Yahusha, my triumphant King of Kings. He says that Alua has not appointed you to wrath, but to obtain Yeshua. That's what his desire has always been for the chosen. For you to obtain Yeshua. You know, again, this whole demonstration from Genesis to Revelation is about Yahuwah's desire to bring forth the people who are going to be the chosen to serve him and to love him unconditionally. People who are going to serve him based on what he's done for them unconditionally. He says, listen, verse 10, right? Who died for us, that whether we sleep or should, who died for us, that whether wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Again, sleep and wake takes on a different form, different meaning now, because it means death. Whether we are alive in him or we dead in him, at the end we are in him. Right? Wherefore comfort yourself and edify one another even with these words. Now let's go on. He says, I beseech you, brethren, know them that labor among you and are over you in ADONI and admonish you. Recognize those that are in spiritual leadership positions over you, who admonish you. Right? Now let's look at the word admonish. Right? The word admonish in the Greek.
Strong's G 3560. Nutheteo
means to honor, to warn, to exhort, right? To exhort, to warn, to reprove gently, right? So listen. These people, right? Shaul said, know them that labor among you. Know them that fast and pray for you. Know them that teach you ToRaH. Know them that teach you the Besorah. Know them that are willing to sacrifice their own for you. I ain't talking about people always talking about give to them. And when you have a need, you can't get nothing. No. He said, know them that are over you in ADONI and admonish you, right? And to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, right? And be at peace among yourselves. Understand and identify who they are, what they do, the efforts that they go to deliver the word to you, the efforts they go to pray and fast for you. Know who they are, right? He said, now listen. Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly. The unruly aren't ready. He says, we exhort you, brethren, to warn them that are unruly. Comfort the feeble-minded. Support the weak. And be patient towards all. See, that's that one that labors among you, that admonishes. See, because they exhort, they warn, they comfort the feeble, they support the weak. Be patient towards all. See that none render evil for evil unto any, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all. Don't reward evil for evil. Don't do it. Right? Right? Exhort the unruly. Exhort and warn them that are unruly. Right? See that no man renders evil for evil unto any, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all. Listen. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. Listen. He's telling you what to do. Shaul is letting you know what to do. Right? You're understanding by his instructions what needs to take place. You got to warn people that are unruly. Let's stay here for a second. Let's. What does it mean to be unruly in the Greek? Right.
Strong's G 813. Ataktos.
To be out of rank, right? Irregular, inordinate. Immoderate pleasures, deviating from the prescribed rule of order. Those that deviate from the prescribed rule of order. I don't care what he says. I'm going to do what I want to do. You're unruly. I know he said you got to do this, but I don't think it take all of that. You're unruly. You know, the ToRaH says this. You've been instructed and encouraged in those things, but yet you don't do them. You're unruly. Right? What's the feeble-minded? Right? Let's look at the feeble-minded. The feeble-minded, the feeble.
Strong's G 3642. Aligapsuchas.
I'm not going to pronounce that.
Aligapsuchas.
Right? That means faint-hearted. Right? The faint-hearted. Those who are faint-hearted. Let's look at the word. Let's look at Merriam-Webster's definition of faint-hearted, right? What does it mean to be faint-hearted? Faint-hearted. Faint-hearted is an adjective lacking courage or resolution, people who struggle, right? Lack courage, right? Who don't have resolution, who aren't resolute. See, you know, as a man of Yahuwah, I established in this witness and this word and this Torah, you know, believing Yahuwah's word to be a final authority, I am resolute. I'm resolute. I'm encouraged. Shoot, and when I don't feel it, I take courage. I get in the Torah and read what the Torah has to say in reference to whatever it is that I'm dealing with, and I understand Torah to be the final authority, and what Torah says, that's it. That's resolute. That's it. That's me. Right? Right? One of my biggest things is that oftentimes it's harder for me to deal with people who aren't resolute. People that just don't get the word. They just don't get the word as the word. And if it's in there, then that settles it. If Yahuwah says it, that's a Torah. It's a resoluteness. It's an anchoredness in me. But I know some people aren't that way. They're feeble-minded. They're faint-hearted. They haven't developed themselves in their most holy Amunah. Still, you have to warn them. You understand the place and the position they're in, but you have to warn them. You need to establish and develop your Amunah, because that's the only thing that's going to keep you safe. You have to put it on. You got to put on your Amunah. You have to put it on. Just like you get up and if you're a man, you put on your pants. You have to put your Amunah on. How do you put your Amunah on? By hearing. Because it comes by hearing. And hearing by the word. And once you hear the word, your demonstration, putting on the pants, is an indication that you understand the need of daily making sure that you have Amunah. You have to do this. This is you. You got to. Faint-hearted. Right? He says, exhort, warn the unruly, comfort the feeble-minded. Comfort the feeble-minded. Encourage, console the faint-hearted. Encourage and console the faint-hearted. Encourage and console the faint-hearted. Right? Support the weak. Be patient towards all. I give you praise for your word. I give you praise. Don't render evil for evil. Do good. Because sometimes you got your brothers, man. Sometimes your brothers do some things that ain't right. but don't render evil to them for evil. Rejoice. Rejoice. The Greek word for rejoice. These instructions, right? Rejoice.
Strong's G 5463. Chairo.
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 Chairo. It means to be glad. Be exceedingly glad. To be well, to thrive. Salutations, hail, right? Like it's in, not like it's in hail fall, but hail, hail. That is it. Oh, it's hailing, it's hailing. To hail is to render a shout, right? So, listen. Rejoice and be glad. Pray without ceasing. Pray. Don't ever get to a place where you are not praying. Pray without ceasing. Can the Most High wake me up? He woke me up this morning. I got him pray. Pray with my understanding, and I prayed in the Ruach YAHUSHA. I prayed until he told me to stop. Then I went to read. Pray without ceasing. I've been praying throughout the day. I've been praying throughout the day without ceasing. Targeted prayer. Prayer specific for Achis. Praying specifically for Okotis. I ain't praying for the world. And I ain't praying for those that are in the world. I ain't praying for the world. I'm not praying that the world will have a kumbaya experience, because it'll never happen. Because the world is under the dominion of darkness. And only those that have been born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh are the remnant of the chosen. They are the children of light. I am not praying for them. I'm praying for those of you who have chosen from amongst them, that they would be strengthened until the end, that they would endure to the end. I'm praying without ceasing for them. I'm praying for those Achis and those Okotis, those Emas and them elders. I'm praying for them, the Morehs and the Morehs. I'm praying for those that are of the other nations that have received the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, that they would be able to stand. I'm praying that Yashar, Yahudah, the Ivri would stand, those of which Yahudah has chose from amongst. I'm praying that those that the woman is giving birth to would stand. I'm actually laboring amongst them. Praying, right? Trusting in the Most High. Staying ready. Praying that they stay ready. Praying that they stay ready. I'm praying that the weak would be strong. Praying that the weak would stay strong. I'm praying that the feeble-minded would be encouraged and had confidence. I'm praying that the weak would be made strong, that the feeble-minded would be comforted. I'm praying. Pray without ceasing, right? He says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of Allah and Hamashiach Yahusha concerning you. In everything give thanks. YAHUWAH, I give you praise for everything that you've done, everything you continue to do. YAHUWAH, I give you praise for increase. I give you praise for opening doors. I give you praise for closing doors. YAHUWAH, I give you praise in everything. Everything. I give you praise. I give you praise. I give you praise. I give you praise. He says, for this is the will of YAHUWAH concerning you and Hamashiach Yahusha. Listen, quench not the Ruach HaKodesh. What does it mean to quench? Right? What does it mean to quench? The Greek word for quench.
Strong's G 4570. Spanemy.
Spanemy. Expanemy. 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 Right? I'm going to give you Merriam-Webster's before I give you the Greek, the literal Greek. It means to, in the Merriam-Webster, to put out the light or the fire. Listen, don't put out the Ruach HaKodesh. Don't put out the light. Don't put out the fire. Don't let your lamp oil run out. To cool suddenly by immersion. Right? To cause to lose the heat or the warmth. Quench. To bring something immaterial to an end, typically by satisfying damping, colding, and decreasing. Dampening, colding, cooling, and decreasing. Don't dampen. Don't cool. Don't decrease. The Greek is to extinguish. To extinguish. Right? To extinguish. You can extinguish. A fire, a quench, to extinguish a fire or thing on fire, to be quenched, to go out, to suppress, to stifle, to suppress or to stifle divine influence. Quench. Now, you know, Shaul says pray without ceasing, right? Give thanks for all things, because this is Yahuwah's will in Hamashiach Yahusha, and do not quench, put out, expel the Ruach of Yahuwah. Don't do it. Stay ready, stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. Despise not prophecy. right? Despise not prophecy, right? Despise not prophecy. What is prophecy? The Greek.
Strong's G 4394. Prophetia.
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 Prophetia, right? Prophetia, prophecy. A discourse emanating from divine inspiration and declaring the purpose of YAHUAH, whether by reproving and admonishing the wicked, or comforting the afflicted, or revealing things hidden, especially by foretelling future events. Don't despise a divine inspired word from YAHUAH that has been sent to reprove and to admonish. Right? Allow the divine inspiration to comfort the afflicted. Don't get to the point where you despise a word of comfort to someone who's afflicted, or of the revealing of something hidden. Don't despise a word that brings reference to future events. See, listen, because if you have the Ruach HaKodesh, these things are going to resonate in you. They aren't going to offend you unless you need to be offended in order to repent and to turn. The objective is not to quench the Ruach, to not extinguish, to put out the light of, to cool, right? To cool, to cause to lose heat or warmth, to bring to an end by satisfying, damping, cooling, or decreasing. To terminate by, or if by destroying. That's not the outcome you want. Stay ready. Pray without ceasing, right? Above all, right? Above, what did he say? He says, putting on the breastplate of Amunah. Paul says, and I think it's in Ephesians the 5th chapter, he says, above all, taking the shield of Amunah. Right? He says the breastplate of Amunah. Here it says the shield of Amunah in another place. Anyway, it's Amunah. You got to take it above everything. Guard your inners. Guard your inners. It's the word of YAHUAH. That's the sword of the Ruach. Above all, taking the shield of Amunah. Above all, taking the breastplate of Amunah. Shield or breastplate, it's Amunah that you have to take above all. You got to walk in Amunah. You got to walk in Amunah. You got to protect the Ruach HaKodesh. You can't despise the operation of the gifts of the Ruach HaKodesh, which is prophecy. Right? Abstain from all appearance of evil. Anything that appears to be evil, abstain from it. Abstain from the very appearance of evil. Right? There's something that you are engaged in that gives the appearance of evil. Abstain from it. Abstain from it. Abstain. Right? The Greek word is
Strong's G 567. Apechamai.
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 To hold.
Thayer's lexicon.
Okay, hold on.
Apecho.
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 Apecho. To hold oneself off. To refrain or abstain. Abstain from that which appears evil. If it looks like it's evil, don't go there. If it presents like it might be, then don't go there. And let's abstain from the very appearance of evil. Right? And the very allure of peace kodesh you. Right? The very allure of peace render, acknowledge, or be vulnerable or hallowed, sanctified. To separate from a profane thing to a dedicated thing. To consecrate a thing to a lure, to dedicate a thing unto a lure. Listen, he says, listen. He says, and the very allure of peace sanctify you wholly, completely. And allure of, and I pray, allure your whole Ruach, your soul and body, your Ruach, that's you. That's not the Ruach HaKodesh. That's your Ruach. That's your Ruach, right? Your Ruach, your soul, right? And your body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our ADONI YAHUSHA. Why? Because you have Yahuwah's Ruach that you haven't quenched, which gives you life, gives your Ruach life, gives your soul life, and gives your body life. Right? Right? He says, for despised prophecy, I skipped. Despise not prophesy, and prove all things, and hold fast to that which is good. Prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. Prove all things, right?
Strong's G 1381. Dakimadzo.
That means to test, to examine, to scrutinize, right? Now, you have the capacity to do this. You don't have to be tricked. You don't have to be deceived, because you have a Ruach that you're not quenching. You understand the importance of prophecy. You can scrutinize all things, and you can hold fast to that which is good. Because you can abstain from the very appearance of evil, right? And the allure of ADONI YAHUSHA will sanctify you wholly, right? And he will preserve you blameless to the coming of ADONI YAHUSHA. But you got to do some things. You got to do these things. He says, faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. He's faithful. Right? He's faithful to do what? To preserve you blameless through Hamashiach Yahusha. He called you and chose you. Brethren, pray for us. Greet all the brethren with the holy kiss. I charge you by ADONI YAHUSHA that this epistle be read unto all the holy. Because this epistle is for the holy. Those that Yahuwah is sanctified. Those that are the Kodesh. The holy. Grace. The grace of Yahuwah. The grace of ADONI YAHUSHA Mashiach be unto you. Amen. So. Stay ready. Stay ready. Don't fall asleep. Don't allow yourself to be lulled to sleep. Understand how you ought to behave, right? Understand as leaders that labor, understand they deserve respect. And when they exhort you, right? When they exhort you, when they warn you, take heed. Listen, you have to rejoice. You have to pray without ceasing. You have to give thanks for all things. Because this is Yahuwah's will in Yahushua Mashiach. You have to not quench the Ruach. Again, quenching the Ruach is to put out the light of the Ruach, to put out the fire of the Ruach. How do you do that? Right? How do you do that? You quench the Ruach. Right? Because you don't listen to the Ruach. You quench the Ruach because you don't do the things that create fire in you. You don't pray, you don't fast, you don't seek Yahuwah. Right? You do the things that causes you to lose warmth, to lose heart, to lose heat. Right? You have to understand you have an obligation. You have to establish yourself in this Amunah. Be strong in Yahuwah and the power and the strength of his might. His might, Yahuwah's might, his Ruach HaKodesh in you. You have to take up the armor. You have to do these things. It's going to cause you to be strong. You got to hold fast. That was good. You got to abstain from the very appearance of evil, and then Yahuwah will preserve you blameless. Stay ready, stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, the words you've given me, I've given them, and I pray that by your Ruach HaKodesh that they would receive them, that with a readiness of heart they would continue in this righteous walk, not quenching the Ruach HaKodesh, not despising prophecy, not entertaining stuff that they shouldn't. All these things work to affect the quenching of the Ruach. Abba Yahuwah, I pray right now in the name of Yahushua Mashiach that they would in fact be strengthened in Amunah, in prayer, in fasting, that they would grow strong in you in the power of your might. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise. Abba, I pray that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart would be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Woman of Yahuwah, beautifully, wonderfully made. Listen, today Yahuwah has favored you. Be strong in Yahuwah in the power and the strength of his might. Stay ready, stay ready, stay ready, stay ready. Don't give up ground. Don't turn your back and run. Right? Don't put out the Ruach. Don't expel, don't quench, don't cool down, don't allow your lamps, your oil to run out. Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant in Yahuwah, through Amunah and Yahusha Mashiach will bring you into the kingdom. He will give you what he has promised. For verily I say unto you, and the very Yahuwah of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray your whole Ruach, soul, and body to be preserved blameless. I'm praying that you would be preserved blameless until the coming of ADONI Yahushua. With that I say, man of Yah, woman of Yah, shalom, 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 and be blessed.
ToRaH Garden, speaking the absolute truth. ToRaH Nation.